Fuse box. Into the fuse. Now it's slightly less dark. It actually wouldn't let us. We got the world's dirtiest broom. Holy dang, what is that thing? What is it? It's a rat tentacle thing? That is so gross. It didn't die. It didn't die when we dusted it. Hello everyone, my name is ASDF. Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. Now yesterday we investigated Mudhenge, we solved some frustrating and difficult puzzles in the wrecked boat, found out that our compass wasn't pointing to Charles, and now we're gonna go over to Largemouth Bass and Sons, see what's going on over there, look for some missing people. We got a shadow pickle. Grah, find food. You take. Oh, thanks. Where'd you find this? Hole. Could you elaborate? No, shut up. Okay. We have a gator man and a giant mosquito. That guy's got a sawed-off shotgun. State your business. Business. Do what you must, then, but for your own good, don't hang around. Largemouth Bass and Sons is cursed of late, stranger. Sales are down, children going missing, the bosses have stopped speaking to one another, I'd quit. But God help me, I love the dang fish. What goes on at this place? At Largemouth Bass and Sons, we fish largemouth bass, and most of us are sons. Why don't the bosses speak to one another? Between you and me, and 3,600 largemouth bass, Mr. Chapman and Tracy haven't been on speaking terms since Mr. Chapman was snubbed at the Aquademy Awards a few years back. The Aquademy Awards. Why is that so hard to say? They tolerate each other only because they perform both a function vital to the business, which is Mr. Tracy debones the fish and Mr. Chapman rebones them. Only then are the fish ready for sale at market. Are you saying you take out the fish's bones and then put them back in? It's tradition. For generations, a Chapman has deboned the bass and a Tracy rebones them. That unique process is what gives our bass its distinctive tang. What do you think happened to the kids? If you ask me, that's what I just did. Heck, they ran off. This life isn't for everyone. And Tom and Kathy, they never had the makings of a largemouth bass deboner or reboner. Okay. That's great. The sign identifies these waters as a site of historical importance. This pool is the birthplace of largest mouth Luke, a bass present at the signing of the Declaration of Independence on August 2nd, 1992. 1792, he returned to his home waters to die, but his body was never found. Okay. Talk to the puddle or the man? Hello, sir? Talk to him. What's the matter with you? She left me. Who left you? Amphibious truck. Oh, so not a person? No, I'm more interested in amphibious trucks. So what happened to your truck? Our truck. It's the company truck. We use it to take the fish to market. A couple nights ago, I forgot to fill her up before bed, and she must have really ticked her off because the next morning she was gone. No note, nothing. Are you suggesting this truck is sentient? It's funny, I wouldn't have thought so, but I can't see any other explanation for it running off the way it has. Could it have anything to do with the missing kids? Tom and Kathy? You'd have to talk to Mr. Chapman or Mr. Tracy about that. Maybe they took the truck. I don't know, seems like a stretch. When did the children go missing? Same day as the truck, but I think that's probably a coincidence. What's this puddle here? It's the gas I never gave her that night. It's here now, in our special place, waiting for her to come home. This guy has problems. Is it working? Obviously you could see that it is not. How far could someone have gone in the truck? With the gas left in her, couldn't have gone much further than 100 miles. 100 miles, okay. No, 100. Sorry, 100 is Fishman's lingo. It means 11. Missing truck, huh? That's a shame. She'll be back. She has to come back. She'll run out of gas otherwise, and then where will she be? Good luck with the truck. I gotta go. Man, it's kind of cold. I didn't wear a hoodie, but now listening to the rain, it's making me kind of cold again. He seems happy to be here, but skeptical of you. There's something fishy going on in here. There's a cat. Hi, cat. The cat avoids your touch. You get the sense only true loyalty to the fisherman's cause will overcome its suspicions of you. Alas. The chum bucket is inscribed, champagne for my real chums, real pain for my sham chums. A stranger is just a chum you haven't met yet. And chum pain from my real chums, real pain from my chum chums. That one's a little more esoteric. This bucket is secured to the floor. Those are decorative. And the chum inside?
It's the very first batch of chum ever made by Largemouth Bass and Sons back in the summer of 1803. Reminds us of our humble beginnings.
Oh, revolting. What's up, Yoshi? Welcome, thank you for the lurk, appreciate it. Hello there, I wonder, do you ever wish you'd had a glorious death at sea?
Oh, many sea creatures tried to give me one, pal, but before they can get their teeth in me, I've reboned them 6 ways to suntag.
He spits a wad of chewing tobacco out the door.
Guy Chapman, Chief Reboning Officer, Largemouth Bass and Sons. Are you here about Tom?
I saw posters about the missing children.
Find one child and you'll find the other. My Tom has been lured into the lair of Occam's Gator by that Jezebel of a deboner's daughter. A good and true fisherman led astray by that delinquent sorceress who never cared a Walt Whitman for what we do here with largemouth bass.
Occam's Gator? Chapman's cheeks darken to the murky hue of a humpback anglerfish. I don't even know what that is, but, you know, okay.
As long as there's been here a largemouth bass and sons, there has been an Occam's Gator. To our great misfortune, I venture there's no creature of land nor sea quite so terrible. 12 feet tall he is, red as a furnace, with smoke billowing out from his nostrils. He and his rapacious appetites are a plague on our business. He'll eat everything we've got, largemouth bass, everything. Keeps me up at night wondering what we did to deserve him. Is it a sin against the land to both debone and rebone fish? Perhaps, but dang it, that's what gives our bass its zing.
You're being a little sexist, don't you think?
Not remotely. I'm not saying anything about her gender at all. I'm only saying that she may have got my boy eaten by a gatorman.
But when you throw words like Jezebel around, that's a little loaded.
Is it? Well, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm willing to change, but you have to be patient with me, alright? I'm old-fashioned and I can't keep up with all these new ideas your generation has. Gender, penicillin.
Oh boy. How is Kathy responsible?
Well, the arrogance of youth. Kathy Tracy never thought she had anything to fear from Occam's Gator. She didn't respect him. Several times I caught her attempting to summon the beast by shouting his name 3 times in a mirror or directly into the mouth of a bass. It was always going to end with her in Occam's belly. I just didn't think my Tom would be fool enough to go along with it.
You think Tom could have run away on his own?
Absolutely not. Tom's a 3rd-generation bass boy, proud and true. Why, just last month he said, "I'm excited about my future and reboning largemouth bass, Dad." Does that sound like the words of a boy with 1 foot out the door? No, there's a simpler explanation. The siren song of Kathy Tracy who lures good men into the bellies of gators.
Is there a finder's fee?
200 meat for starters and my mother's fishing rod for the entree, on one condition. I don't want you looking for Kathy on Tracy's dime. It's Tom that needs saving and he needs saving from her. So that's the condition. Oh, and you need to find Tom, so that's 2 conditions.
Is it a special fishing rod?
It is, and I'll tell you why. It has never caught a fish.
Oh, that sounds worse than a normal fishing rod.
It has never caught a fish. Always catches 2. Don't know how it works? Don't want to know how it works. We just thank Poseidon for the bounty.
Deal.
Hurrah! Now I have no idea where you might find Tom, but what I'll do is let you into our quarters in the back. I know it keeps a diary, though I've never been able to make sense of the thing. Fundamentally, the way your generation speaks is utter nonsense to me, the mad ramblings of youth. Perhaps you'll understand it. Now bring him home, you hear me?
What do you do here? Okay, I'm looking for someone myself. Charles Wallace?
See a fish? No. But I'm not the person to ask. I'm a fisherman, friend. My bag is fish. You're looking for a human. You want to be asking some sort of human fisherman. Haha.
You are a human fisherman. His expression turns sour now that you've poked a hole in his premise. He has lost interest in the conversation.
Okay, I don't know where your friend is, alright?
Be seeing ya. Okay, let's go talk to the other side.
Back there's the mess. That's okay, I don't mind. Not messy. It's the mess, as in where we have our meals.
Oh, I thought they only called it a mess in the armed forces.
And fishing is not the armed forces? What do we use to hold the rods, huh?
Your arms. Clever boy. Okay, let's go to the other side first and see where... Oh, go fishing? I hope you're not planning on sticking that rod in there. Largemouth Bass and Sons have the exclusive license to fish these waters. Is there any way I can fish here? No, Largemouth Bass and Sons has the fishing rights. Flex and say fishing might makes fishing right. That attitude might get you places at smallmouth bass and nephews, but we run things differently here. Okay, fine. All that flexing for nothing. Look at those jumping fish. Times are tough here. Okay. Talk to the grizzled mariner must hate being stuck behind a desk. Greetings. As a mariner, do you hate being stuck behind a desk? Excuse me, I make 6 figures a year behind this desk, and mind your manners, you're addressing Adam Tracy, Chief Deboning Officer of Largemouth Bass and Sons. You must be ASDF, the one who's thrown in his lot with that wretch of a reboner next door. Oh, surprised I know your name? Well, the largemouth bass have ears. I'd like to talk to you about your daughter. I don't see the point. You've thrown in with the Chapmans already. Sounds like she might have run away from home. I'll excuse the remark as you don't know my Kathy, but suffice it to say that's impossible. Kathy loves largemouth bass almost as much as assuming preordained roles in a multi-generational family business. No, Kathy would not simply leave home. There is a much simpler explanation. Occam's Gator. Occam's Gator? A monstrous gator man centuries old, 10 feet tall if he's an inch. 10 feet tall if he's an inch, with scales as blue as the deepest ocean. He has 2 tails as sharp as razors, and he's not afraid to shave you. His appetites are insatiable. He'll strike at night and gobble up our fish, guns, tax returns, whatever. And now, I fear, my Kathy. Okay, but the other guy said he was red. My friend... Okay, let's just... You think Occam's Gator ate Kathy? You have to understand, for decades, Occam's Gator has been the sole author of this business's misfortune. Could he eat a child? Absolutely. That's his MO, or monstrous operandi. If Occam's ate Kathy, aren't we too late? Not necessarily. Occam's only handicap is his glacially slow digestion. Go ask Sylvester, a guard of ours. He was swallowed up by Occam's, but by stripping off in his belly and greasing his body in Occam's own fat, he was able to slither up and out of Occam's jaws while the great beast slept. Gross. Okay, where can I find Sylvester? I don't know. We had to terminate him for attempting to unionize. Occam's Gator sounds made up. There's nothing made up about a giant blue gatorman who eats guns. One of our guards actually saw Occam's. He even took a shot at him, but conventional weapons have no effect. Are you saying you haven't seen Occam's Gator? I've seen the destruction he's wrought. I've certainly seen that. My friend Charles is missing. Could Occam's have taken him too? Certainly, it's possible. I don't think the criminality of Occam's Gator knows any bounds. Let's talk about something else for now. If you must, but I warn you, my daughter's abduction makes me a poor conversationalist. Do you think if Cicero's daughter was missing, he could have gone on and said all the famous sayings for which Mr. Cicero is known? What do you do here? As I said, I'm the chief deboning officer here. Okay. So, there's that. So, the knife of the deboner doth still shape largemouth bass in the world through our action. There are legion who do not believe we wouldst tear down thy work, from the book of Garrett. Emptied to magnify the misfortune of my stolen daughter. Any idea who did this? I can't prove it yet, but I'll be danged if Occam Razor did not have his claws on this. When did this happen? 3 nights ago. I'm still in shock. I can't even muster the strength to close the safe. I can do that for you. It's not hard. Sure. Bless you. Thank you. You're not close enough to read this. I absolutely am. Aquatomy of fresh and saltwater game fish. Nominate. Okay, great. Looking for something? What's back here? Crew quarters. Off limits. You live here? Where the fish live, we live. I see. What about this? Mess hall? Is this the mess? It is, and just so you know, the fish we serve here is deboned, and that's just the way we like it. I don't want to see you putting new bones in the fish. You definitely won't see that. Okay, we'll go to the mess. The sign says take a bottle of bass oil. Why, it's glued to the table. Bottles crate the whole thing. You notice on the reverse of the sign, which reads, if you can. Take the sign and take the bottles. We got a crate of bass oil, which we're gonna take to the speakeasy. Huzzah! You break the bonds of the glue with a satisfying thwomp. Great. Refrigerator hums with quite a menace. The box is labeled Adams, do not eat. You gain original sandwich. Aww. Aww. Try to pet the cat. Okay. Great. Okay, we gotta go to the other mess hall. Here. Okay, the sign claims that these are cups of homemade bone broth and you should take one. Not to question the instructions on a tiny sign, you grab a cup. Great. Okay. Everything on this shelf is labeled hardtack. We got hardtack. Great. Okay. It's locked. Open it. Okay, that wasn't quite what you intended to do, but luckily you did manage to reveal a secret cache hidden behind the lockers. Search Tom's hole. You got an item, Tom Chapman's diary. The secret diary of a bass fishing section. Okay. Read. This diary belongs to Tom Chapman. If found, please return to Largemouth Bass and Sons. For controversial thoughts, secret plans, turn to page 19. For information of no consequence, turn to page 33. It's dangerous, but the only way we won't be followed is if we take the truck through the Gatorman camp. We'll ask Peter where it is. Animal ideas. 3-toed squid, chihuahua, 4-toed squid. Okay, that's great. We'll ask Peter where it is. So they took the truck, right? What's this door? What lies beyond that door is only for fishermen. What is it? Fish. Can I fish here? Okay. All you have in your mess is hardtack. Hardtack's about all we eat. It's reboned too. Hardtack doesn't have bones. That's changing. I read Tom's diary. Did you now? Makes any sense of it? Yes, it seems he was planning to take the truck and drive through a nearby Gatorman camp to ensure he wasn't followed. Heck, how did you piece that together? Well, on a page he said contained information of no consequence, but in fact the information there was very pertinent indeed. Then why would he say it was of no consequence? I don't understand. Is this the irony that I hear is fast poisoning your generation? Poisoning? Okay. Well, where's the nearest gator doodad? We'll just wander. Sure, I'll find it. Grr, what? Uh-oh. You wander over to see what's up. Alphonse has discovered 2 burly men dressed in leather and furs burying the body of a dead gatorman. Well, considering the swampy ground, they're less burying it and more just covering it in mud. Now, I know what this looks like. It looks like you killed a gatorman, and I don't think my friend here is happy about that. Kill gatorman? Gah, who cares? Gatorman loser. This worse. Look more. You take a closer look at the body of the gatorman before it disappears into the mud. He's dressed in some kind of uniform with an official-looking cap and epaulets and a big canvas bag. You mean... Kill mailman. Crime biggest. Destroy. The 2 men step away from the mailman's remains and into a clearing where they've set up camp in a small trading post. One of them eyes Alphonse murderously while the other seems strangely serene. The Leathers brothers. Well, I guess we'll go to the Leathers brothers. The plod splosh of Alphonse's reptilian toes draws activity in the clearing to a close. A hunter tanning a hide stops and raises his blade. Oi! No gators! Get back! Get out of here, gator! Go on! Gah, not boss. Shut up. We're going to... Oh, we don't have Moxie because we ate the sandwich. Okay, let's just retreat for now. Is there any... What are our current effects right now? We're off by 1. I think we already have stuff from food and potion and booze, so we can probably eat different food. But, you know what, it doesn't matter. Let's just go back to Bass and Sons. When like the crash site, you catch a whiff of burnt rubber, see a column of smoke drifting into the sky nearby. As you get closer to the site, you see that a small airplane has crashed into the mud, or perhaps splatted or glorped into the mud? That wasn't even on our way, not even close. Okay. Well, I guess this is it. Seems you got some kind of a problem here. Ha, you think? Yeah, 3 kinds of problems I got if you don't count the headache. My plane being stuck, butt downward in this swamp is the most obvious one. Anything I can help with? My name's ASDF, by the way. Rhonda Rasmussen, and hi. And yeah, if you got some time on your hands, you can bet your buns I can use it. What happened? I'm looking to be the first to fly a plane all the way around the swamp in one go. See? Nearly made it too, but first to fly nearly all the way around the swamp won't be making any newspaper headlines. Now look what I got. A plane half buried in the muck, tainted fuel, and even if I get those sorted out, there ain't enough runway for me to get flying again. Your plane seems real stuck. Oh, you noticed, huh? Yeah, it's sticking up out of the ground over there. Right. Yep, it sure is. The way Rhonda's staring at you starts to make you a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else. What's wrong with your fuel? When I landed, the fuel tanks got full of swamp water, which I don't know how well versed you are in the chemistry of aircraft fuel, but not good for it? Not good for it. So I siphoned the tank dry, figured it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I got a can of backup fuel. Oh, let me guess, that's full of water too? Ain't nothing so bad that it can't be a little worse. Yeah, I hear you. What's involved in building a runway? Hey, what's up, Levi? Welcome. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it today. It's fully booked, so you're going to take the shot tomorrow. Got it. Are you going to survive before you get the shot? With enough tar and Macadam? I could slap down a quick and dirty runway. Dirtier than quick for certain, but it'll be enough to get me out of here. And I've got plenty of tar, but where did you get that barrel of tar anyway? You know, that's a funny story. But anyway, I need a load of macadam to go with it. What's macadam? It's like gravel for fuss budgets. For my purposes, I need a load of rocks exactly 3 centimeters across. That isn't very many rocks. Each individual rock is 3 centimeters across, not the whole load together. Oh, I could look for rocks that size. Well, that'd be great. Come to think of it, I believe I passed an old quarry on my way down. Didn't get a close look because I was kind of distracted, but I can mark it on your map for you. Can't go myself. I need to stay here and guard the tar. Alright, well, we'll go over there. Consider our options. Okay. You consider all the possible ways in which you might extract this plane from its current state of diagonality. We'll leverage it. You examine the crash site carefully, walking all around it and tapping gently on this and that until you find the spot you're looking for, the perfect place to stand. Having found it, you wedge your shovel in beside the plane and deftly pry it out of the muck. Nice. I got your plane unstuck. I saw. That was a hull of a trick, I gotta say. I am duly impressed. Aw, shucks. She's still caked in mud and weeds and all, but I guess that comes with the territory. In a real literal sense. Nothing a little elbow grease can't correct. Plus, maybe a little regular aircraft grease. Okay, the fuel thing. Can that be fixed somehow? Well, technically, yeah. It just needs to have the water distilled out of it. I don't have anything like that kind of equipment, though. Maybe I can dig something up. That'd be great. Any basic distillation setup should do the trick. It ain't rocket science, just airplane science. That's a much slower kind of science. Here's the can. There's a distiller at the hobo camp. So let's go back to the hobo camp real quick in Ocean City. We'll get this distilling. Unlock the tentacle house. Alphonse gets a wild look in his eyes. Wilder than usual, I mean. And glares around as if searching for something. What's up? Smell something. Smell tentacle. Tentacle? Kill tentacle. Eat tentacle. Go there. Okay, the tentacle house. That's disturbing. That's very disturbing. Either someone's pet kraken escaped or someone opened a portal to the waggle dimension. Ugh. Really? Don't judge me. Seems like this house used to be quite nice. Tall ceilings, nice wallpaper, fancy molding everywhere. Now, however, the wallpaper is peeling, the plaster's crumbling, and there's tentacles poking out everywhere. It's a real fixer-upper. Hello? Anyone call for a tentacle exterminator? I don't think anyone called for a tentacle exterminator, but if you want to do some pro bono extermination anyway, I don't think anyone's going to try to stop you. Well, except maybe the tentacles. Okay. Flush the toilet. 40 XP. Immune to bleeding. Oh, we're gonna fish in the broken bathtub. And we're probably gonna get tentacle bait or something. A glob of wet hair. Gross. Ew, there's roaches in the walls. Filth is on the inside and the outside. We'll fight these things. Oh, easy fight. This is so easy. It's the first zone, so add 1 spooky armor to a hat. Nice. We got a fuse. Let's get fishing. Got a fish in the sink. Early on, there was pretty much only fishing. That was all we could do. Just fish. So, it's gonna be everywhere. So, what are you up to today, Levi? How's the drawing going? You don't have to tell us what it is, just how's it going? You got nasty old leftovers. Okay, gross. Nasty old leftovers. I see. It's going okay. Mosquito grows stronger. Good. Basement, door's locked. We'll go upstairs and get a key. We'll fight all the tentacle creatures. Now, usually in these houses, it gets stronger the further up we go. We got a jewelry case and a tentacle house key. Small jewelry box if you need to move some jewelry from place to place and don't want to wear it on the trip. Can we open it? Yeah, amethyst earrings. That sounds pretty good. And a bottle cap ring. You can't take more than 5 damage at once? Dude, we're gonna wear that because we have so much XP because we farmed it. And we got a wire coat hanger. Okay. That's a thing that we just got. Okay, it was a little harder than expected for pushing. Ooh, a mirror. Ooh, okay. Nice. Check the drawers. We got a creepy locket, accessory, and an old wallet. Maybe there's some meat. 208 meat. Beautiful. You know we're gonna unlock that door with the key we just found. Jeez, it's dark in here. It is dark. A shelf of long expired cleaning things. Oh, fuse box. Into the fuse. Now it's slightly less dark. It actually wouldn't let us. We got the world's dirtiest broom. Holy dang, what is that thing? What is it? It's a rat tentacle thing? That is so gross. It didn't die. It didn't die when we dusted it. Alphonse will chomp for 1 damage and recover 3 XP. He'll attack with his tail, reducing all stats by 5. He'll speak in forbidden tongues, dealing 6 spooky damage to all of your enemies. Alright, let's reduce stats by 5. Oh man. Gross. That's so gross. Alright, that should do it. 1 to all stats for Buzz. Beautiful. Okay, here's the problem. There's a hole in this bag of tentacle seeds. Some of them must have fallen on old dirt floor and sprouted. That doesn't explain the rat one. Grow a tentacle to aid you in combat. We got 11 seeds. Okay. The washing machine needs to be washed and repaired and completely replaced. We got mildewed jeans. Beautiful. Now we can't fish, though. We are the eye. Need to get over to here. I'm not entirely sure what to do about this. A piece of eye? Oh, we need to reclaim the tentacles. I see. I put a compressor on the desktop audio so that it wouldn't be like the crow loudness again. It's a 10-to-1 ratio compressor that kicks in at -8 dB. I get some darkness pants, or lightness pants. Throbbing ring of negative energy around a pair of dark shorts. With great effort, you manage to drag one side of the rift to the other with the pliers and wrench the whole thing closed. Or ply it closed, I guess. Pry it closed. Yeah, nice. The tentacles are slowly spinning around this guy. This is so weird. I need to take a screenshot of this because this is just mega weird. Alright, let's get right there. Boom. And we're just gonna... Easy peasy. That'll make a nice thumbnail. Not all thumbnails are nice thumbnails. This one is. Did we close it? We closed the rift. Okay, that was a good distraction. And now we need to go to the hobo camp. I'm surprised there's still more stuff. Okay, excuse me there, my good chap. Might you have a match? Sure, here you go. Thank you kindly. This will be just the thing I need to ensure that something will be on fire at some point in the future. You got it. Okay, where's the distillery? Probably not in Shut-Eye. Maybe in Grub. Well, hey there. Good to see you again. Guess I'm not going to say anything to that guy. Yeah, there she is. Hello again. Nice hat. Hi, thanks so much for helping me before. I didn't even get your name. I'm Calendula Crabtree. Oh, I'm ASDF Gaming. I'm afraid I can't pay you back yet. We don't really have anything to make decent booze out of. At the moment, I'm just using random kitchen scraps and weeds. I can't serve that to you in good conscience or good ethics. Don't worry about it. But she could distill the thing. Okay, well I guess that's not the answer, so we'll go back to the Big Moist and look around for some kind of a still or something. Okay, we'll go to the Feldman Quarry though. A radio transmission cuts through the thick swamp air. A series of beeps and tones, varying length and pitch, random noise perhaps, or some coded message. We don't have enough mysticality for that. We need to buff our stats somehow. We got Charles's other wrench, okay. Campsite similar to the previous one, a lot of Gatorman tracks, a lot of discarded trash. These Gatorman sure are slobs. Okay, so we need rocks painted X for some reason. This is by far the coolest rock you've ever met. We got stylish gel, alright. We usually reach inside. What happens when we close it? We haven't tried yet. Oh, we gain 10 XP. We don't know enough hobo knowledge either. Okay, a label... reload, crush, pound, polish, units. And dump. There's nothing to dump. Okay, so I guess we... reload. Great. We crush. Oh. We pound. We polish. Oh, 2.34 inches. But she said, what, 3 centimeters? How much, what quests are we on to do? View side quests. Rufus wants you to collect 3 pounds of eggs from the fishman. Oh, we still have to do that. Janitor wants to recover his dentures. We still have to do that. Dry out her wet plane fuel. You should try to find a still. 3 centimeter diameter is like, let's see, an inch is 2.54, right? So an inch, 1.18 inches, something like that. Okay, 20 inches. So if we crush it, we're already too small. So we need to crush once and then pound. Oh, we can change the units? Nice. Crush, pound, polish, polish. You can hear them tumbling, but it's not doing anything. You can't polish something that's already smooth. Okay, so we need to reload. Maybe just crush, or maybe just pound without crushing. Pound, 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 pound. Okay, that's not it. I have no idea how to get 3 centimeter sized rocks. It was 3, right? I mean, we just looked at it. 3 centimeter diameter. Yeah, okay, so we pound, then we crush, and then we crush, and then we polish. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That was it. Come on now, that was great. You don't know who this truck belongs to, you're just gonna steal it? You know that's a crime, right? You promise? Yes, I promise. Okay, as long as you promise. So we brought the truck back. I got your macadam, madam. Say, those are good looking rocks, nice find. Okay, give me a hand spreading these out and tarring them up. The two of you spend some time setting up a makeshift runway. It's hard, dirty work, but it beats dealing with the fairies and fishmen and the rest of the bonkers nonsense you've been getting up to. Good, that'll do nicely. Well, nice is maybe over complimenting it, but that's good enough. Great, let's take the truck back. We took it back. Okay, well that's the quarry. Let's go back here and then we'll wander around. What are you doing? Swamp's no place for a little boy. Gators will eat you alive. Take this. Get yourself a seat on the next bus out. You gain 21 meat. Wow, that's not enough money for the bus. Fine, take it. But go. Okay. And then we'll wander around. Gotta find that gator camp. Grah! Hold still, Vilio. His neck is all scaly and tough. Did someone bring a drill or a can opener or something? Vampires are trying to kill a gatorman. Hey, leave that gatorman alone. I won't stand for you vampires going around inflicting your undeadness or disease or whatever it is on innocent people. I think it's a disease. We aren't undeads? Not like a zombie or skeleton anyway. The last necromancer was killed decades ago. Hey, stop that. Yeah, don't talk with your mouth full. I mean, stop biting that guy. Mind business. He volunteered. Anyway, I'm finished. What? Really? Roar, drink blood, power big. The gatorman stands up with a terrible red glow in his eyes. Drink blood, kill busybody. Oh, jeez. Oh, we all got poisoned? Okay, well, unleash this just in case it's a tough fight. Buff everyone else's stats and then dust them. Okay, we could have just dusted them. Wow, doubles your moxie? Oh, in combat. Okay, we'll keep wandering around. A flash of light cuts through the trees. The glare passes and then you see it poking its head out above the canopy. A telescope. Why, you fancied a telescope since you were a young boy. You'd press your nose to the window of the telescope shop for hours until the proprietor would run out and threaten to tan your glutes with a tripod. And I still want a telescope. Go up and get your telescope. Telescope in a treehouse. Nice. Can we not climb it? A bald cypress so tough and tall, it's no surprise some fellow has chosen to make it a tree home. Hello? Wait, I got this. Hello? Hey, mister. Why'd you keep walking, huh? This is Will Hunter's treehouse, and the rules is tain't no grown-ups allowed. Who are you? Will Hunter, I said. What's up there? Oh, tain't nothing, swear it. You don't want to see anyways. I do. You'll tell. No, I won't. You promise? Yes. There's a pause in which Will apparently thinks it over. Nah, you wouldn't want to see anyways. I want to use the telescope you got up there. Afraid that telescope's the property of Will Hunter, same as my licorice collection. You mean licorice? No, licorice. Wouldn't be called licorice and it ain't made of rice. It's called licorice because you lick it, but I'm saving mine up so I can lick them all at once. How long have you been saving your licorice? Reckon it's been a few months. It's okay to wait a few months on licorice as long as it's refrigerated good and proper. Have you refrigerated it? It's in my pocket with some ice, so I reckon so. What's your story, Will? Tain't much to tell. I ain't all that interesting, mister, I swear, not to city folk like you nowadays. No ways. I'm not city folk. Ever seen a pig birth? No. Reckon not. Not many pigs giving birth in the city, I hear. What are you doing in a swamp? Nothing special. Same thing every boys get up to, I reckon. Do I want to know what that is? I ain't telling anyway. Can you let me up? No adult's ever been in Will Hunter's treehouse, and I ain't fixing to break that street, not for nothing. Oh, why did I have to eat the sandwich? Okay, how do we get rid of the... We just need muscle and moxie, right? Let's get something that adds some moxie. Shadow pickle. Glorious tiara. Oh, what are we wearing now? Let's do the glorious tiara. And then let's add the spook damage, right? Something like that. We need to put on the creepy thing. Yeah. Boom. You need to let me up. That's so? What's in it for Will? Aiding my vital mission against the forces of evil. Mission, huh? That sounds like a job. Ain't got no job, mister. I ain't need one. I'm fixing to get in life through general scampery. Ah. Okay, let's see if we have any muscle. Filter for muscle. Bone broth is a potion. Increase muscle by 1. Sure. All revved up. That's fine. Especially since we can't take more than 5 damage now. Okay. Just climb the tree. Enough of this. It's time to clasp Rosewood's limbs around the trunk of the wet, shedding cypress and begin to shimmy. Hey now, this is a private treehouse. Stop or I'll tan you until you can't stand up. Take the risk. Why, there's no boy up in this treehouse at all. Only the large and sagging features of a human face sunk into the tree's very trunk. Surely that can't be young Will Hunter. Oh, well, I reckon 'tain't no keeping you from seeing my plight. I've been wicked, mister. I've been wicked, mister. Is it wicked or wicked? I can't tell with his accent coming through. What happened to you? Tain't much to tell. That can't possibly be true. The great tree sighs, shedding scraps of bark that drift to the treehouse floor. Well, you ever hear of a doctor? Do you know what that is? Yes, well, I know what a doctor is. Heck, do you want to be so mean for? I reckon most people you go and ask, they couldn't tell you one thing about what a doctor does. Only ever met one doctor, Dr. Wise, lived on the same street as my step-aunt. So was one morning he paid me 6 bits to paint the fence, and well, heck, I swear I was fixing to do it, mister, but I heard there was an interesting trout down the river. A little wider than average, but not very wide, just the way Will Hunter likes. How can the boy resist? Are you asking me? Nah, I'm telling you, mister. Will Hunter couldn't resist a gander at a trout, and any boy who says he could is lying. Anyway, Doc Weiss, he weren't real pleased, and to teach me a lesson, he went and cursed me into a tree. How did the doctor turn you into a tree? Don't ask Will Hunter how. All I know is doctors, they got all kinds of powerful tools. Tweezers, height chart, could have used anything. What lesson are you supposed to learn from this? That I ought to paint fences if I says I'm fixing to. Can you end this curse? Well, that doctor told me I'd be a treat so I can make good by painting a bunch of fences all around town. Hard enough for me to do it like this, I tell you. I could do that for you. Oh, mister, paint fences? You wouldn't want to do that. Sure I would. The wind picks up and snaps off a few weak twigs, but Will doesn't seem to mind. Say, that's real swell. Thanks a lot, mister. That doc who cursed me had a nice white picket fence, and he said something like, Will Hunter gonna paint 3 more fences just like this or he'll be a tree forever. Paint 3 fences. Got it. You can get my paints and brush out of my knapsack. I just hand them to you, but I'm a tree. Is there a ladder you can put down? Suppose I can. Tain't a ladder in the way you and I know it, though, but part of this tree I can sort of waggle around. If I were, what? I reckon you could say it's like my fingers or nostrils. He extends his long, arborescent fingers and or nostrils to the hole in the treehouse back to the swamp floor. You should be able to climb down those nostrils now. Great. We get to climb down a boy's nostrils. We got Will's paint and brush. Take care of those, will you? That long-handled brush belonged to a grandfather. Your grandfather? Don't think so. Okay, we'll do the fences. Okay, we see a plume of smoke in the distance. He reaches a certain age, a boy loses his enthusiasm for hoarding rocks in a treehouse. This is called the death of innocence. Oh. Okay. So we go down the nostril. Oh, the tiara is sparkling? I was like, what are all these sparkles all over the place? Okay. We need to go to... There was a fence here. Oh, swamp clouds and gas. The swamp gas clouds the sky. That heavens alight with strange new constellations. Study them. Nice. Flamingo swallowing a tire. Very nice. This is a fence we can paint, but it's not a picket fence. Okay. Not a picket fence. Maybe Mudhenge? Mudhenge had another one. A quite embarrassed gentleman waist deep in swamp muck gives you a wave. Seem to be stuck, he says, but I'm not too proud to ask for help. Unfortunately, I'm too weak to give it. Sorry, dude that's stuck in there. Where'd that ticket lady go? Yeah, for real. Okay. We go to... Did the quarry have a fence? Maybe the riverboat had a fence? An old house abandoned long ago to the swamp, half sunk in the wet muck that passes in these parts for roads. Might have been a nice family that lived in that house at one time. Now you look at it. Shame is all. Jeepers creepers, there's a bandit shot dead on the floor, right in the foyer. He must have come here looking for treasure. From the look of it, he wasn't the only one. Oh, the stink of death hangs heavy in this place, all right. Holy gosh, sitting room is littered with bodies. 3 more bandits and the entire defensive line of the Ocean City football team. Obvious what happened. Bandits and football players got sold the same line on buried treasure by some shifty rumor monger. Both groups came here searching for their fortune, ran into each other, and everyone got shot to pieces. Whatever that double dealer who sold them the tip is now, he'd better be smiling. Oh, he's here in the kitchen, also shot by a bandit and a linebacker looks like, but he got him too, poor pathetic souls. Now the bedroom, the finish line, and here's who made it. Quarterback and the wide receiver, you figure they'd be on the same side, but they shot each other in the back simultaneously. They shot each other in the back simultaneously? How? And there's nothing here but a single jewelry box on a nightstand. Ain't that funny? All that death for a couple trinkets, nothing rots a person like greed. Yoink, we got a jewelry case, and then... weep openly and continue where you're going. Well, let's open it, see what we got. We got plus 30% to meat drops and immune to fire. There's no fence here either. So we'll just go back here. We got a monster shack. We'll check that out. Can we read any of these? Thank goodness. These kids are all right. That was heartwarming. Yes, indeed. No skeptics, huh? Alright, don't be skeptical. Inside you find not the decayed and crumbling tumble-down shack strewn with ancient wreckage that you were perhaps expecting, but an actually maintained and fairly clean tumble-down shack strewn with 12 to 14-year-old kids. What the? Hey, are all you kids doing out here in the middle of the... What are all you kids doing out here in the middle of the swamp? Why shouldn't we be? Because it's dangerous here. Yeah, but this is where the monsters are. That's why it's dangerous. Do you believe in monsters, mister? Of course I do. I would be a real feat of cognitive dissonance otherwise. You mean you've seen them? Oh, for really real? Well, yeah. Which one? Fishman. Oh, those don't count. Those are just weird jerks. We're looking for real monsters. I don't understand what real means in this context. Since you believe in monsters, you can join our monster squad. Otherwise, we can't tell you anything because it's secret. I'll join. Great, it'd be nice to have someone who can reach the top of a shelf on these old bookcases we've scavenged. Is that it? I'm a member now? Yeah, we used to have a big ceremony where you had to repeat a vow and stuff, but it took too long and we're all busy with our research. Come in, have a look around. Thanks. I'm in a secret club. Reach inside. Shadow bomb. Oh, Boris. I'm in the club. Don't be weird. There's the adventures of Charles Torres and Sylvia Hayes, but oh, what's this? Mascarpone's Monster or the Modern Provolone. Summon a cheese ally. Oh, we're gonna level that to max right now. That's right. Boom. Oh, it just has one. That's it. Okay. What's this thing you're making? I don't really know yet. I'm just kind of messing around with it because I'm taking a break from my main project. Hey, do you know anything about the chupa naranja? I try to avoid spicy food, it gives me the hiccups. No, this is the kind of monster that eats oranges. They're, chupa naranja. Got it, okay. But I know there's one in the swamp somewhere. Unfortunately, no matter what kind of trap I build, it keeps escaping. Do you want to try? Sure. Great, feel free to use my workbench over there. I got plenty of spare parts and stuff. If you manage to catch it, bring me back one of its nostrils as proof, okay? A nostril? Not the whole head or pelt? No, oh no, I don't want to kill it. Just prove that it's out there. By taking its nostril? Hi there, are you, into flies? Well, kinda, they're interesting once you get over the gross factor, but mostly I'm just studying these because what I'm really interested in is the fly man. The fly man? Yeah, or maybe the man fly. I haven't decided which way is better yet. So, what is the fly man and or man fly? The man spider. Hey kid, what do I call you? I'm the human spider. Oh, that name's crap. The amazing Spider-Man. He's a scientist that moved into the old Flemberg place. I did a little spying on him. I think he's trying to turn himself into a giant fly. Why would anyone want to do that? I don't know. That's what's so interesting about him. Huh. She looks at her feet and blushes a little. Also, he's really handsome. For now, you mean? Well, yeah, I'd really like to meet him, but I'm too shy. Can you help me out? Sure. Oh, thank you, thank you. Here, I'll show you where the house is, the old Flemberg place. If you meet him, could you, bring me back a souvenir? Like what? Maybe, she blushes. One of his chest hairs? I like how my expression is just like surprised shock. Okay, I gotta go get a nostril and chest hairs. Hi there. Say, you're a grown-up, can you help me with something? I'm not buying you any cigarettes. No, there's this swamp lady named Barbara Yargara. Everyone says she's just a fairy tale, but I know she's real because I've seen her hut right here in the swamp. But I don't know if she's the sort of swamp lady who eats kids or not. Swamp lady? Well, I don't want to call her a swamp witch or a swamp hag or stuff like that. It would be mean to judge her that way without even having met her. Sheesh, kids these days. Alright, I'll check that out for you. Great, thanks. Here, I'll mark her hut on your sponge map. Anyway, bring back a feather to prove you met her, okay? She has feathers? I mean, from one of her pet birds. The story says she has a ton of them. How will you know if it isn't just an ordinary feather I found somewhere? Well, you seem like a trustworthy person. Then why do you need me to bring back proof at all? Because that's how quests work. Come on. Well, let's ask about the radio. Nice hat. What's the triangle mean? Thanks, it's the Great Pyramids. One of them anyway. Ever seen them? Only on your hat, not personally. Well, maybe you will someday. A big leather-bound tome sits on a pedestal here. What's this book? List of vampire nests. It's like 400 pages long. Lots of vampires in the swamp. If you want to help, you can always clear some of them out. Oh. Did I get -8 to all stats? That seems like... Oh, they have a lot of stats. Okay, hold on. We need to summon a cheese ally. And then we need to unleash the fire. And then we need to buff everyone, including our cheese ally. And then dust them. And then 18 physical damage. Ooh, or heal. Wow, that cheese ally is going to be really powerful. We got a Swampire Flesh Wand. Oh, I wish that hit all targets, because that's a little better than our rolling pin. Kid's preoccupied with repeatedly smelling 2 large test tubes. What do you got there? Perfume samples? Kinda. This one's a combination of hydrogen sulfide and methane, common swamp gas, basically. What's the other one? Coffee to clear the swamp gas smell out of my nose. Huh, okay, so... why? I'm researching a creature known as the Smell of the Wisp, and I've only run into it once, but I have a pretty good memory for smells, so I figure I can match its smell. That particular chemical mix will tell me more about it. A smell of the what? Wisp. It's a cloud of intelligent swamp gas. Some people say it's the ghost of a dead chili cook-off judge, but I think there's probably more of a scientific explanation. You're telling me you're looking for an intelligent... The girl gestures sternly at a sign over her workbench. No fart jokes. Oh, come on. It's a smell of the wisp. No. Well, I don't know what to say then. If you're willing to help me instead of making puerile goofs, I could really use a sample to analyze. Okay, I'll go find the smell of the wisp. We got a nose trumpet. Great. Thank you. Here, take this. Should help you track the thing down. I just smell through this? Yeah, just follow your nose. Okay. What are you reading? Yeah, it's about Neanderthals and other early hominids. Unfortunately, I'm not finding anything useful in here. What are you looking for? The honey ape. What now? You've never heard of it? It's a very famous monster. It's a hairy primate or primate-like creature that's smaller than a human, but with human-sized hands. Most of the legends call it Big Hands, but I'm pretty sure Big Hands legends and the reports of honey ape sightings are referring to the same cryptid. That's interesting. I know it lives around here somewhere, I just haven't been able to find it yet. I'll help you look. That would be excellent. Thank you. Here, I found some of the prints it made, and once made a tracing. That might help you track it down. Try and get one of its fingernails as proof. How will a fingernail be proof? Because it'll be as big as a human fingernail, obviously. Okay. This kid is, well, he's eating something. Hi there. Hi. I don't mean to be rude, but what's your deal, kid? I'm a moss man. You're, huh? Okay, well, not really, but I want to be a moss man when I grow up. That's why I'm eating all this fertilizer. It's actually cornflakes. I'm just pretending. Okay, whew. Yeah, I'm not crazy. People say I'm crazy for believing in the moss man, though, but I know he's real. I've seen him. What's a moss man? A man made out of moss? Yep, he's all fuzzy and green. It's so neat. Oh, hey, you should go see him for yourself. Then if you bring back proof he exists, people won't think I'm weird anymore. Well, they might. but I'll go have a look. Here, I'll mark the place on your map. It's called Moss Rock Grotto. If you see him, try to bring back some moss as proof, okay? I feel like they're all working together. Oh, I didn't mean to fight. I feel like they're all working together for, to make some kind of Frankenstein thing. Because that's where we got the cheese wizard thing. Book thing, you know? Alright. Condensed swamp gas increases the damage of your magical weapon attacks by 5. That's awesome. What potion did we already drink though? Oh, this button. Effects, potion. Oh, +1 muscle, +5 maximum HP. Okay, well we can get swamp gas on repeat if we need to. So let's go to Barbara's hut. You're browsing your way through the swamp, taking a sniff through your nose trumpet now and then. The swamp smells terrible. I mean, a swamp is just literally standing water and rotting compost, the biome. So it's not like that's news or anything, but you wouldn't be surprised if this swamp was at least nominated for world's worst smelling swamp. Sniff. Oh, what is that? Something smells like a rotten egg mated with a tire fire, and the egg and the tire fire laid also went rotten. Squinting through your tears, you see a patch of brown air hovering nearby. That must be the smell of the wisp the kid was looking for. Followed at a safe distance. You follow at a safe breathing distance as the smell of the wisp bobs and weaves through the fetid marsh. Eventually it comes to rest on a rotting tree stump, and you sneak up quietly behind it. Just about as you're about to grab a sample, 3 gatormen casually stand up from where they were crouched in the knee-deep water around you. Oh, jeez. Okay, draw your weapon. We'll just fight them real quick. They almost killed my mosquito. We'll summon this guy, we'll buff him, we'll set everyone on fire, and then we'll attack with a dust. Okay, well, I guess we'll heal, we'll heal Buzz for 18. Wow, they hit for more than 18. Wait, I have a thing that doesn't let me take more than 5 damage. What's the deal with that? Okay, we're doing spooky damage to everybody. We got Stinky Esther, bunch of meat, Swamp Mushroom, adds 3 hot armor to a hat. Okay, we need to look at our inventory then, because you can't take more than 5 damage at once. Like, we just took 23 damage. So, that's bugged. But whatever. I'm fishing. I'm fishing. I see that hobo code too. You guys see it? I spy with my little eye some hobo code. We must have a lot of fish in a sack. Looks like you got everything. We don't have the knowledge for this. This cattail looks different from most of the others. This cattail's huge, just like a lion tail. Okay. Okay. You cautiously enter the spooky hut and discover it's actually really nice inside. A young woman with a twig-oriented hat greets you. Oh, hello, please come in. I don't get many visitors apart from the birds. I might be in the wrong place. Are you Barbara Yagara? That's right, and you are? I'm ASDF Gaming. A pleasure. Come in, come in. Okay, well, this is a really nice house, to be honest. I was expecting everything to be a lot more, you know, witchy. Oh, so you've heard the old stories. Those are about my granny. She was really into croning. Croning? Being a crone, you know, all that really old traditional magic stuff. She lived to be nearly 200 years old. When she passed, she left me this house and all her birds and so on. I see. Is that why you're here, chasing the old legends of Barbara Yagara? Well, not exactly. I met a kid who's into the old stories, but he was afraid you might be the child-eating kind of witch, so he sent me instead. Haha, that's adorable. I don't think I've ever eaten a child, but there's no telling what was in Granny's stews. I'm not sure if that was meant as a joke or... Sure. Anyway, I'm supposed to take it back a feather. Okay, I can't just give you one, though. Are you sure? Yeah, sorry, I have to give you some kind of a test first. It's a traditional thing. What sort of test? Well, it's a lot of work keeping this room clean with the birds and all. I'm getting behind on my other chores. Ugh, chores. Or you could fight me. Fight you? Granny trained all these birds to be killers, but I haven't exactly been out looking for trouble like she used to, so they could use some exercise, you know? We'll fight the birds. They're all so weak. I don't want to have to kill all their birds, though. Okay, it's like Pokemon, right? It's just a KO. It's all good. We're not going to be out here killing birds. We're so powerful. Okay, we also need to go drink that that potion for the extra spell attack damage. Otherwise, fights are going to take too long. Wow, nice job. That was a real workout. Here you go. You earned it. Great. We got a jaunty feather. Nice. Okay. We need to... Where is it? Yes. Inhale. Yes. It's a gas, gas, gas. Beautiful. More hobo code. Oh, wow. Okay. We can make a dough baby. What is a dough baby? You carefully follow the recipe and whip up a little dough baby. Its name is supposed to be Lil Adolf. Okay. We'll make it Lil Adolf the dough baby. You made a friend. He's a familiar. Heals its owner. No way. It's awesome. You probably shouldn't mess with this trapdoor without Barbara's permission, and probably all her birds' permissions too. We'll look at ourselves in the mirror. Great. Small bird bath. Huh, I've never seen an indoor bird bath before. Oh, that was a gift. It's too small for my birds though. If you like, you can have it. Okay. You really should have dumped the water out before you started carrying it around. We now have a bird bath in our inventory. Oh. Chest that's nothing but rooks. Raw, get strong, kill stupids. Doesn't that include me, does it? Not yet. Whew. Okay. Mossrock Grotto. I was thinking we'd postpone some of these quests to the next one, but that's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that look like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there's an acrobat convention in the middle of a swamp? Oh, what was that kid once talking about? The honey ate? Maybe there's something left after all. Follow the tracks. Geez, the more you look, the more of a confusing, trampled mess these tracks are. Seems like there are different sets of tracks heading in different directions. How many thumbs did he say this thing had again on one hand? 1. How many fingers? 4. You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a stand of trees, and to your surprise you find an animal pretty much like the honey ape the kid described, like a somewhat larger chimpanzee or small gorilla, but with this disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's just sitting on the ground, casually drinking out of a beehive, and doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. We're gonna sneak up to it. You successfully creep up on the unsuspecting primate, but you run out of trees and brush to hide behind before you get close enough to really do anything. We're gonna outsmart it. You pick up a rock and chuck it into the underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. Then we're gonna grab it. You leap on the small primate, wrestle it to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is Screech. No, let's be fair, you both are. When it gets pinned, you grab it by the wrist and yank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails. Ouch, which thinking about that is making me wince. I've written some pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. Great. With that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose and it runs screaming into the swamp. Congratulations on successfully stalking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small weird ape. Well, that doesn't make me feel good about myself. All the items on the table are made or covered in moss. Well, if it isn't the mossman the kid was talking about, you've got a real unusual coincidence here. He doesn't exactly look fearsome, but if you're looking for a fight, it might be best to take advantage of surprise. Excuse me. Hi. Are you a Mossman? Yep, that's me, Clyde Mossman. Pleased to meet you. Hi, I'm ASDF Gaming. Welcome to my humble abode. I ain't get many visitors, except some weird kid I sometimes see peeking around the trees. Are you actually Mossman? I ain't quite sure I get what you're meaning. That's my last name, like I said. But yeah, are you a human person or some sort of moss swamp creature? I get that this is a strange and possibly rude question. Well, I weren't always this way, but I've been living in this swamp a long time, just kind of dug in and got comfortable. The moss just sort of grows out of me natural like now instead of hair. Guess it happened so gradual and I got so accustomed to it, it didn't occur to me to question it. Oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to give you some kind of philosophical crisis. No apology necessary, friend, but it is something that I'm going to be chewing on for a while. Can I, have some of your moss? Excuse me, you drop an existential bombshell on me and now you're asking for a part of my body? I'm really not in top social form today. I do need to get some of that moss though. Well, I'll tell you what, help me solve this puzzle of whether I'm a man or a monster and I'll give you some moss. Well, the way I see it, you seem intelligent and you can hold a conversation and haven't tried to murder me for my delicious organ meats. How do you know they're delicious? So I figure, what does it really mean to be a human anyway? You may well be less homo sapien and more whatever the technical term for moss is, but does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? What's really important is just being a good person, whatever kind of person you are. Well, that's real, even if it's an extremely weird kind of person. Well, that's real good of you to say, friend. I guess that answers my question. Great! Here, let me give you some of my moss like I promised. He peels off some of his mustache and hands it to you. Thanks. Say, are you a hobo? Well, the thing about hobos is they're always on the move. I feel like I'm practically the opposite of a hobo. I happen to know a group of hobos that have settled down and built themselves a pretty nice camp. I bet you'd be welcome there if you're interested. Well, now I do value my solitude, but it certainly couldn't do any harm to visit and see. In fact, I do believe I'm due for a vacation. He marked the hobo camp on Clyde's map and he heads out into the swamp with a wave. Is there anything over here? The moss is twinkling for some reason, but we don't know why. Yeah, we don't know why. Okay. We need to also go to Flemberg Place. Wow, she's spying on him all the way over here. In the gloomy grove of sunken cypress trees, a well-muscled woman stands waist deep in the opaque bog. Her hands rest on the pommel of a sword, its blade lodged in the muck. It catches your eye because it's not the type of thing you tend to see on the East Coast. What sword is that? This is the blade of your great aunt. Many moons ago it was entrusted to my family for safekeeping. Now it is yours to reclaim for a cost. What great aunt? Have you forgotten your lineage, boy? Time was every tavern and meeting house kept a place by the fire for Hilda Gaming. Why do I have to pay for my family's sword? The security guaranteed by my family is unique and comes with great price. Your great aunt knew this. It is why she placed the blade in our care. Okay, what's the cost? In time I shall ask of you a boon, and you shall be obliged to grant it. Sure, I can do a boon. Let's have the sword. Deals muscle plus 5 damage. Okay, that's fine. We got a swarm. We got a perk swamp geese. The geese really grind your gears. Perhaps the lady from the swamp will tell you soon about the boon she wants in exchange for this thing's removal. The sword has a heft, you can see why your great aunt liked it so much, but with it comes something quite unsatisfying, something that makes you feel almost queasy and a little cursed. What's this? It's a simple magic binding you to your oath until such a time as I have need of your service. On that day I will find you. Can't we just do the boon thing now? But she's gone. Slipped away into the dark waters of the swamp. Better be a good sword. It's a great sword. Better be a good great sword. Okay, we need some... You, come talk. He's gonna level up again. He back! What? Who back? I mean, who's? Abner, worst Gatorman, hated enemy. Wow, what'd he do? No fight, go hide, coward. What'd he do to you, though? The very act of summoning the words causes Alphonse to vibrate with rage. Stole sunglasses! Oh my goodness. Cool shades, mine, took, kill. Yes, let's go kill him right now. Track, smell, walk, swim, run, find Abner, find enemy, smell strong, closer now, find, kill, smell here, Abner here, kill, destroy, cool shades, grah, kill. Okay, we're gonna avoid the hooks. It's just me? Okay. We can recover HP. How much do these guys have? 9, 5, and 5. He's gonna heal. He's gonna deal 7 damage. He's gonna viciously deal damage. So let's do this to get rid of the healers. And then let's just do that again. That's fine. That was really easy. You win, kill enemy, take shades, revenge suite. Alphonse's mox increases by 1. Let's stay here and look for some stuff. Worthless junk. Terrible trash. Okay, let's return human. I back, kill enemy, get shades. I noticed, looking good, buddy. Did that guy give you any trouble? Haha, yes, too weak, fight bored. Haha, nice. Okay. Mailbox says Flumberg on the side. You casually commit a federal crime and get junk mail. Some vicious goo has rendered this house entirely decorative. What's this doing? Gas generators providing power for the barn. Is that the guy? A glass case with 2 horrible flies. Make some stuff? We just don't need it. We just don't need it. Next to the workbench there's this pile of smaller workbenches. If this guy cared about these tools, he probably wouldn't have left them on the floor. We got a miniature blowtorch and an awl. Apply 1 on fire to a weapon. I wonder if we can apply that to our pinwheel thing. Bowling pin? Rolling pin? This very small man inside the machine is clearly trying to get your attention. Hi, I'm ASDF. Do you need help? I absolutely need help, thank you. My name's Flumberg, Paul Flumberg. I moved back into my parents' old house here because nobody would give me a lab space for my experiment. Turned out an assistant would have also been nice to have. What are you trying to do? Improve myself, you know, better, faster, stronger, at least one of those, but I put the wrong settings in the control console and all that happened was I shrank. You can't just change the settings? The door doesn't open from the inside. But, yeah, I didn't think it through. Okay, well, I can't just let you out. No. Opening the door will depolarize the booth, and it takes months for the field emitters to recharge, not to mention the fact that I'd have to collect all new supplies of genetic material, so the door can only be opened once. Jeez, you really didn't think this through. What should I do then? You'll have to fix the settings on the console. What should I set it to? Clearly, if I knew that, I wouldn't have put the wrong ones on myself. Just make me better before you open the door. Better than what? Better than a normal guy. I don't know, I spent so long thinking about how I could build this machine, I didn't have any time left to think about why I built it. I'll see what I can do. The crazy controls for this crazy contraption. Mess with them. The lever reads body, head, lungs, pituitary, and hat. Okay, so he wants to become... We need the body to be Flemberg, but we can do... Let's do everything else fly, and the body is Flemberg. Let's try that. Oh, okay. How's this? His expression is unreadable if he can even be said to have one. Not just yet. Okay, let's flip all the levers. Hat, human? Okay, well this is just the normal me, like before I even got in here, that's exactly what I do not want. Oh right, you told me that, okay. We want maybe the hat? Are you sure you don't want to be a regular person? It seems to work out fine for most of us. I'm positive, change me, improve me. I guess, well, we can make him all fly, but we need the, maybe the pituitary needs to be human and the body needs to be human. He's pounding violently at the glass with his fist. He seems really mad. Okay. Is it because the lungs are fly? Buzz buzz. He's clawing violently at the window and buzzing angrily. Fortunately, the unbreakable glass was the one thing he did think through. Let's open the door. Are you sure? It seems kind of dangerous to let him out right now. On second thought, no. What if we make his body human, head human, and then his hat fly, his pituitary fly? He looks at you, points at you, then points to the console. Okay. Pituitary human, body fly, head human. Maybe lungs fly? He flaps his mouth but doesn't seem to be able to speak. The way he's breathing seems really uncomfortable too. Because he has fly lungs. Okay, we'll do the body of a fly, the lungs of a fly, and the pituitary of Flemberg. Oh, that's awful. So how's this one? He opens and closes his mouth a couple times but seems unable to say anything. This clearly upsets him a bit. Okay, we'll change the lungs over. Okay. Oh goodness, one sec, I'll try again. No wait, this is pretty great actually. What? I can fly and I have the proportionate strength of a fly scaled up to human size. What's not to love? Okay, well, let's open the door. You let Flemberg out of the booth. Heck yeah, can't wait to get up to all kinds of giant fly stuff. Wait, before you go, I need to get a chest hair off you. Do I still have those? Okay, whatever, sure. We got Flyman's chest hair. Thanks, it's for... I probably just don't want to know. I'm out, see ya. And he is actually out. Okay, I think that's almost all the quests, if not all of them, from the Monster Shack. So we'll go back and turn them in. We got the Moonshiner's Cabin! We can go finish both quests. Alright, we'll be here for a little bit, but it'll be okay. What in the world is all this? You identify several sets of tracks leading away from the cabin. Follow the human footprints. They lead to, let's call it an improvised latrine. A few yards away from the cabin, you decide not to investigate further. Badger tracks. Terrifying animals, just absolutely the worst. Okay, the cat tracks. After a few minutes, they lead up a tree you're not willing to climb. Okay. The cow tracks. You got cow shoes. Makes you clomp around like a cow. The horse tracks. You follow the horse tracks to some water, but you don't drink it. I mean, why would you? It's nasty swamp water. You follow the duck tracks, which leads you through a lengthy sequence of locations that are of zero interest to non-ducks. We've explored all the tracks. Good, a still. Okay, I was gonna go look at that bucket over here. This pot has been demoted from soup to chamber. Gross. There was meat on the table. The tread pattern on the tire identifies it as a Lincoln, which sounds like an impressive piece of deduction, but honestly, the top hat and beard were a dead giveaway. And then a couple of soggy bedrolls. We can distill the fuel. You light the fire and run the boiling still for long enough to fix the fuel, but not quite long enough to cause your own death from smoke inhalation. Great. Sorry about your little hut there, Moonshiner Rack. Okay, so let's go back to the crash site. There's a big shiny treasure chest on that tussock over there. What's a tussock? It's a big clump of grass or a small hill. That's not really the important part here. How about that treasure chest? Are you sure that's what a tussock is? What is... That's a Cossack? No, that's a big priest wear, like a close-fitting... No, I think you're thinking of a Cossack, not a This is cassock. No, it's not a Cossack. That's a 17th century Eastern European cavalry soldier. I'm pretty sure you mean cavalry. Alright, I get it. I'm done. Forget the chest. There's no chest. Just get on to the next thing. She's touchy. I'm the one who doesn't know what words mean. Hello again. I got your fuel cleaned up. No Shinola? If there's any in there, I think I got it out. Let's have a look. She opens the can, pours a little into a wine glass, and swirls it around while peering closely. Well, look at that. No legs at all. Oh, geez, did I mess it up? No, that's a good thing. It means you got rid of all the water. Don't see any dirt in here either. Nice work. Thanks. Guess you're all set then? Looks like it. Got my plane, fuel, and runaway all sorted out. Thanks a ton. Couldn't have done it without you. You know, you could have a career in aviation if you ever decide to give up. What do you do? I'd rather not attempt to explain it. Gotcha, I've had jobs like that. Well, I haven't got any meat on hand to pay you for your time, but here, let me give you this spare flight helmet I got as a souvenir. Alright, that's an okay hat. Oh, neat, thanks. You've earned it, pal. Keep it flying. In fact, I think it's worse than our current hat, because we have the creepy glorious tiara, which is mysticality, moxie, and physical armor. So, oh, there she goes. Okay. Aw, I saw her backpack and thought maybe we could have something there. Alright, let's go back to the monster shack. Grah, why here? Swamp dumb, we go. What, you don't like the swamp? It's your home. Bad home. Oh, mud, smell gross. Well, what about your family? Alphonse stares at you incredulously. Oh, come on. Surely this place is good for something. Yes, make angry. Great. Alright, here we go. We're turning in all the quests. Okay, Boris hisses at me. Hi, any luck tapping that Chupa Naranja? No, not yet. Oh, right, we didn't do that one. Hi, did you meet the Flyman? Did you, blush? Yeah, I got it. Here. Oh, thank you so much. I'm gonna put it in this little silver locket and treasure it forever. What's he like? Was his experiment a success? I've gotta go. The kid pulls out a sash, pins a badge on it, and hands it to you. Aw, thanks. Here's an official Monster Squad sash and your first Monster Squad badge. +1 Moxie. Dude, this is gonna be the best sash. Hey, any luck getting a feather from Barbara Yagara? You mean from one of her birds, right? Right, yeah, she doesn't have any feathers herself. We established that. Good, just checking. Here you go. Wow, thanks, mister. What was she like? She was pretty nice, actually. Boom. We got another pin. Hi, did you find the smell of the wisp? I sure did. Please don't open the jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? I wonder if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. +20 to meat drops. I met the Moss Man you were talking about. See, I told you he's real. Yeah, he's actually a pretty decent guy. He gave me his mustache. Here. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Turned out you were right. The honey ape is totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it. Here's your tracing back and the fingernail you wanted. Wow, huh. Something wrong? I guess I'm just torn between excitement, vindication, and the fact that this is a much grislier object than I realized it was going to be. Ah, don't worry about it. The honey ape will be fine. It had 9 more. I guess that's true. Anyway, thanks for your help. Here's another Monster Squad badge. This thing is awesome now. Now we just need to find the Naranja monster. So, let's equip this. Unfortunately that we don't use the fairy charm, but I think this is better anyways. So, we have a lot of junk mail. We can open the junk mail. You can't open the letter because you don't have a letter opener. It's frustrating, but you have to admit the logic behind this is sound. We need a letter opener. Okay. The Naranja guy. Wonder if that's why my traps aren't working. Can we build a trap? Okay, we're gonna tighten the spring. We're gonna adjust the torque. We're going to trigger the sensitivity. We're gonna add a battery and we're gonna add a fuse because why not? And that's good enough. You carefully pick up the trap and then carelessly shove it into your sack. Let's go hunting. And then I guess we just wander around until we find it. A spot of color in this drab swamp catches your eye and you find a pile of withered orange husks in front of a shallow cave. This must be the lair of the Chupa Naranja. Fortunately, it isn't home right now, or maybe, since you aren't an orange, it wouldn't be dangerous to you anyway? That almost certainly isn't true. I'm gonna set the trap and hide behind a nearby bush to wait for your prey. After a while, you start to get very bored and remember that people who hunt with traps don't typically sit and wait for their prey to show up. Instead, they leave and come back later. That's kind of the whole point. Well, we'll leave and come back later. We got the frog bog. Okay, keep going. Despite anything the map might have to say about it, you've managed to wander back to the spot where you set the trap for the Chupa. Peering through the bushes, you discover that your trap has indeed trapped something. It looks like a giant toad with a tentacle face covered in boils that might also be eyes. You have no idea what a Chupa looks like, but this seems to be about as likely as anything you were imagining. The presumed Chupa seems pretty annoyed about being caught in your trap. We'll approach it. We got a nostril. You carefully sneak up on it since it's both distracted by the trap and also unable to turn around. You manage to take it completely unawares. It struggles futilely as you grab it in a headlock and slice off one of its nostrils. The creature roars in pain and anger, but by the time it manages to thrash its way out of the trap, you are already completely the heck out of there. That's so grisly. Why did this kid ask for a nostril? Hey, I caught that Chupa you were after. It looked pretty fierce, but the trap did its job. Well, that's great. Now we have real proof for why these aren't oranges in the swamp. Sure. Anyway, here's its nostril. Neat. I'll wear it as a ring. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Wow. That, all the stats, pretty much. And now, Boris looks at your sash and nods approvingly. You can now get Pet Boris to receive a boon. 3 spooky armor. Yeah, let's get Boris's thing. We got Boris's boon. Oh, and Boris is purring. Alright, well, we will stand by purring Boris, and that takes us to the end of our episode today. So thank you guys for coming on by. Again, if you're on YouTube, well, for one, thanks for watching all the way to the end. And for two, please like and subscribe. It's 1 or 2 clicks for you. It really helps me out a ton. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.